Rock, and I'm an artist and educator.
Yeah, artist engineer. So
Educator, not engineer.
Oh, it's an engineer. I thought, okay.
Maybe I am an
so when you
engineer,
say
but I'm
when
an
you say
educator.
that, why is that sick to say artist educator? Why?
I say it because I used to only say artist as I was defining my niche in arts, but the education part is just as important for me. And also, I would say a lot of times my art is informed by interactions with students. I'm a high school principal, so I've literally created work that definitely came from working with student success, with trying to get students across the finish line and supporting them and making sure that they, claim their own joy and take care of their own well-being and imagine their own version of greatness. So that's why I claim both.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And if you're going to describe the art you have here today, how you did, or your art practice, how would you describe it?
I would describe it as subtractive, and it's almost like I feel like I'm in an era of getting rid of things that don't serve me. So I also see that in my art because paper cutting is a subtractive process. Mainly you do take away things, but as you can see, because my art has collage and things like that, I do add in elements that are going to be useful for the full composition. So I almost feel like it's a narrative for life. Kind of figure out and pick and select your own ingredients, put that together. And a lot of the work, mainly the work in this series, is part of my series No Mud, No Lotus, and just the whole fact that there's some things in life where you don't have to look like what you've been through. So not meaning that in a toxic way, but just the fact that nothing can really taint or touch your joy, and you don't have to feel defeated just because you've endured some things. So that's where a lot of it comes from.
And that's because I was going to ask you what you'd say the story your work is telling right now is, but you just said it.
I would say, in essence, reclaiming joy. Like, reclaim your joy, and also that it's revolutionary. It's something, we've heard that before, but I also feel like when I've heard people reflect on my work, it does bring them a sense of joy or peace. Like, there was a volunteer helping me set up yesterday at the fair, and when we were talking about Toronto Outdoor Art Fair and what is this about and all that kind of thing, but she said, oh, it feels like, she said she had a vibe. She had a peaceful feeling, but like a strong feeling, and there was like some presence or a good attitude. Like, there was attitude, but not in a negative way. There was like a feeling of I am who I am in the artwork, but also that you could come in the space and feel like a sense of peace and joy. So,
Excellent. And I see Black Rock. Can
Yes.
you tell me about Black Rock?
absolutely. So I am of Barbadian heritage. So a lot of my work, I would say, even like the way I deal with foliage, a lot of that is inspired by foliage, even back to Barbados, right? So things like the pride of Barbados is the national flower, but that also informs one of my brand colors, the orange. But just the whole notion of like instilling and carrying that pride within yourself on a deeper level. And a lot of the meaning comes from my heritage. So Black Rock is actually an area in Barbados. It's close to where my parents were born. My father was born around that area. And so I just wanted to bring that forward. But I also like to play with narrative a little bit. So that's why it's spelled BLAQUE ROCK, because it's almost like reimagine your blackness, reimagine who you are and how you want to feel about how you present yourself.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And is there any way that when you're doing this work in terms of education, I know you talk about motivating your students about their release themselves, but do you use your work in educational, endeavors as well?
I do. So before I became an administrator, I was a classroom art teacher. So a lot of times, even that, sometimes I would bring the work in, whether it was an art or a social science or a Black Studies course, I would bring the work in and have that as part of the conversation with students. But then also I have done like artist talks for different classrooms in my senior level classes in my schools. The teachers will invite me in to speak to students about just embracing yourself as an artist and how you move forward with that. And I've also given some artist talks to elementary students, and I've worked in local galleries and given like art tutoring. So
Brilliant.
definitely always use it, and that's the way I would say like that art educator piece comes together.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere else you're showing your work soon? We should look for shows coming up or anything like that?
Yeah, I actually just finished a show. It was at Scugog Art Gallery in Port Perry. It's not there now, but you should check out the spot. They have one of my pieces right now, but amazing space up in Port Perry. And also Blue Crow Gallery on Gerrard Street is where I have some gallery representation. So I have a small, like a section of the wall has my work on it.
And
Yeah.
I love that fan. That
Thank
fan is like a piece of art as well with everything. So how do people
Thank
reach
you.
you? Are you've got social media
Yes,
presence?
I have social media presence. You can meet me at Black Rock, BLAQUE ROCK, or my website, which is www.blackrock.art, or my email, Cheryl@blackrock.art.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for talking to me.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. I'm going to go
Awesome.
around and just look at some
Thank
of the
you.
work. This is really good. Let's see the whole idea of paper cutting and color. Look at how beautiful this is. Very. Wow, I love this piece. Wow, I love this piece. All paper?
Yeah, it's paper, and I That's amazing. Thank you.
Do you paint it as well?
I usually paint the pieces beforehand, and sometimes it's just like a blank.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I like to play with the holes also as a painter. So it's acrylic and pigments, and then I just wait till that settles, and sometimes I see edges or just start to piece it together.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so this one has those many layers of paper. Yeah. So part of this.
It looks like you see images every time.
I do. I do. Everywhere. Very It's hotter yesterday.
Oh, was it? He goes
Okay. You know what I love about the work? It's very delicate, yet very robust at the same time.
That, yes.
Because as you go in, you can see that to work with it, you've got to be really careful. But yet, what your then finished product is very much substantive, right? In terms of very pronounced in your face.
Okay.
So I'm really struck by that.
I love that.
Right? That though it's all, because you're looking at it, you don't even think, oh yeah, and then you go, wait, it's paper. It's like paper that you had to cut delicately and intricately and then put together in a particular way, the collage effect to make it sort of go boom.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
People see some interesting things because a lot of people come in and say, "Is this metal?" Like, is
yes.
on?
Yeah.
Right? Especially this piece and a couple of them, but I almost feel like it's giving that vibe of
Yes.
almost like some armor.
Absolutely.
But I think it also does present like it's got to be something else. It can't be paper. Like people think it's
Yeah,
gotta be
because when I was walking by, I didn't necessarily see paper. I just
Yeah.
saw, oh wow, this is interesting.
And the piece at the back that says carriage, a lot of people have been asking if it's wood, just for the green effect from the pigment. So
But even like these pieces too, right?
this is actually glass. It's crushed glass in there for the hair. And this piece is made out of paper, not the same time as the other.
Right.
So this is Canson paper. It's acid free, but it also absorbs the pigment in a different way.
Right.
It's a lot softer. And then Tyvek, the pigment tends to stay on top of the medium. Yeah, so it gives a different feeling.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love it.